So today I wanted to make a quick video comparison between the Google Pixel 7 and the Google Pixel 7a. I've got both devices here and a lot of close-ups between them, and I wanted to let you know what I think about these devices and how they stack up against one another. So with all that being said, let's get into it and let's talk about the Google Pixel 7 and the Google Pixel 7a. So I don't want to waste much of your time in this video. Let's get straight to the comparison and let's start talking about price. So the Google Pixel 7, it did release at a retail price of $599. The Google Pixel 7a, on the other hand, released at a retail price of $499. However, the Google Pixel 7, it's been out a little bit longer, so you will see more sales on that device. So that will make the Google Pixel 7, at least as of today, a little more of a compelling buy if you see them at the same price. But you will most likely over time, as the days go on, you're going to start to see the Google Pixel 7a $50 cheaper, $100, even $200. It just depends on the market and where it goes. But I do expect in the long run that you're going to see a lot of sales on the Google Pixel 7a, and that will be in the long run a better buy in my opinion. But as of today, if you see a lot of sales on the Google Pixel 7, that may make it a very similar price, and that's going to make it a very tough buy or a tough consideration as far as which one you should buy, because they're both very, very similar. If you look at the design of these phones, for example, the dimensions of them are almost identical, so these phones are nearly the same exact size. You'll see the body of the Pixel 7 is ever so slightly bigger, but you'll also see the bezels of the Pixel 7a are ever so slightly bigger, so the screen size is 0.2 inches smaller. We have a 6.1 inch screen on the Google Pixel 7a, and we have a 6.3 inch screen on the Google Pixel 7. So no, there's not a big difference in the screen sizes, but keep in mind that the Pixel 7a will be a little bit easier to use with one hand because the screen size, with the bezels even being a little bit bigger, that still means the screen size is a little bit smaller, so you can reach the top and the bottom a little bit easier with one hand. But the Google Pixel 7, it will have a little bit of a larger screen, so it's a little bit better for movie watching or for entertainment purposes. Now, as far as other parts of the design go, when you look at the actual body of the phone, you are going to see that it is made of different materials, but it doesn't feel that way. The Google Pixel 7a, it is made of plastic on the back. You might as well call it Glastic or whatever you want though, because it feels like glass anyway. The back of the Google Pixel 7, of course, it's made of glass, and on the fronts of the phones, you're going to see different quality of materials that are used. You're going to see a higher Gorilla Glass Victus that's going to be on the Google Pixel 7, and you are going to see a Gorilla Glass 3 on the Google Pixel 7a. So they tried to cut a little bit of cost there. I don't think it's a big deal for your average person, but you will have a little bit of an easier time breaking your screen on the Pixel 7a. That is if you don't have a case or whatever anyway. So I don't think your average person will be affected by that because we normally have cases. A lot of people have tempered glass screen protectors, but that is a minor difference between the two phones. If you look at performance, you're not going to notice much of a difference at all because they both have the same processor. They both have 8 gigabytes of RAM. If you look at the screens, you're going to see nearly identical screens. Outside of the screen size difference, both screens have the same resolution. They are both 90 Hz screens. So you do have a 90 Hz refresh rate on both. Now the Pixel 7a, you actually have to go into the settings and turn on that 90 Hz refresh rate. That is one thing to keep in mind. But outside of that, you're going to get similar brightness levels, similar quality as far as the displays, similar colors. You're going to get a lot of similarities between these two OLED screens. I don't think you're going to notice the difference between either one of those. Both devices look similar as far as the sides of the phones. Both devices have fingerprint sensors. They are both optical fingerprint sensors, not ultrasonic. The speakers are similar. I would say the speakers and maybe the haptics, they might be ever so slightly better on the Google Pixel 7, but it's honestly pretty hard to tell, I think, for your average person. But one of the biggest differences is going to come in charging speeds and cameras. The Pixel 7 will charge just a little bit faster as far as wired charging speeds, but wireless charging speeds are much better on the Google Pixel 7. 7. We're talking 20 watts compared to like 7.5 watts, at least according to GSM Arena. So if you need to wirelessly charge your phone very quickly, you're going to want to get the Google Pixel 7 instead of the 7a. Now there are different camera sensors in these phones, but honestly I think it's a wash as far as which camera is better. You have a 64 megapixel main camera in the Google Pixel 7a and 50 megapixels in the Google Pixel 7. But megapixels, it does not mean quality, okay? The higher megapixel count does not mean higher quality photos. It just means you could blow up your photos a little bit more, but it really depends on the sensors and how good they are as far as how good the photos turn out. And realistically, I think both of these phones take very similar photos. I don't think you're going to notice a huge difference. Some people say the Google Pixel 7a is better. Some people have said the Google Pixel 7 has better photos. I would generally say that the Pixel 7 will probably have slightly better photos and better video quality, but it's not by much. I don't think it's a very big difference. And after going through those differences, honestly, those are the main differences between these two phones. There's not a lot, and maybe there's something I'm missing, something minor, but realistically, there's just not a lot of differences between these phones. So, which one should you buy? It's going to be very similar advice that I gave in my Google Pixel 7a review. I really do think it does depend on who you are. If you really prefer a screen size that's a little smaller, if you really would like a phone to be one-hand usable, where you could reach the top of the phone and the bottom of the phone a little bit easier, the Google Pixel 7a is a slightly smaller screen size that may be a benefit for you. But if you're someone who wants faster charging speeds, and you're someone who wants a little bit of higher quality materials, maybe you want a phone that just has a little bit better cameras. Not much, but the camera quality is a little bit better by just a hair. Maybe the Google Pixel 7 would be better for you, but that phone does actually cost a little bit more. That is a consideration, of course, with price. If you see them on sale, if you see them for the same exact price, I would lean towards the Google Pixel 7, just by a little bit. But if you do see the 7a on sale, if you see it for $50 cheaper, $100 cheaper, maybe if the Google Pixel 7 goes up in price back to its normal retail price, I would say the Pixel 7a is worth it for your average person. Of course, if you want those extra features, that extra charging speed, it may be worth spending that extra money on the 7, but I think a lot of average people aren't going to notice those things. A lot of people don't wirelessly charge their devices, and for those people, I would say the Google Pixel 7a is going to be a better value. So hopefully this video was quick enough for you. I wanted to give you a good summary between the differences of these two phones, and for me, I do actually prefer the Google Pixel 7a, assuming I can get it for a cheaper price. Otherwise, in my case, I actually would prefer the Google Pixel 7 because it's just slightly better for the same money. But again, it depends on what prices you find it at, right? So that's why I try to give you advice that will last beyond this one video. I try to tell you about the market, how it might shift, and what I think about it. So leave comments if you have any questions. I will try to be as responsive as I can down there. If you want to support my channel, feel free to check the links in the description. That is a way to help me out by using those links to purchase anything that will help to support my channel. And also, you could like this video, sub to my channel. That would mean a lot, by the way. We're getting almost to 20,000 subs. And another way you could help me is by checking out some more content as well. So have a great day, enjoy your week, and hopefully this comparison helped you out a little bit.